Hello, peoples. All right, today I did a first. I actually wrote a script for a video. I mean, I don't have it with me, but I did. I went through it, I wrote it. So now I got all the stuff up in my dome, ready to go. In today's video, today class, we are gonna talk about, being careful, or you don't know because I haven't said it yet. Today we're gonna talk about being careful with who you surround yourself with and being wary of that. Now this is something that I'm sure everybody has heard at least once, and it doesn't, like when I was a kid and I heard that, I didn't really think about it too much. I was like, sure, I guess that kind of makes sense, but like you're probably, over exaggerating to whatever adult, was telling me that. But it's a lot more true than you think, and it's a lot more prominent and prevalent than you would think. And so today I kind of, when I was writing the script, it helped organize my thoughts here, and I have, this is all just me, by the way. I didn't really research any of this. I'm just coming, so don't hold me to it, all right? If I say something stupid, don't blame me, all right? I'm just the guy that says the words. But when I was thinking about it and I was writing it on paper, I kind of put it into like three main ways that you could, I guess, get affected by the people you are surrounded with, or surrounding yourself with. And the first way was purely through like the activities that you do, and how that could be unhealthy. So like I have a couple of friends that I know when I go and hang out with them, I'm gonna go smoke weed or hit their fucking vape or whatever the hell. And that's just like an example of like how, like, because if you get caught up into that and you don't really think about it and you don't realize it and you don't realize that you need to isolate and not surround yourself with those people, then it kind of ends up, takes a while to get through that and work through that. But that's an example of just like the activities like that you do with other people because you're with them. And I mean, it's not always a negative thing either. It could be a positive thing. You could have friends that you go hang out with and you do like good things with. That's good. Do that. Those are good people. Surround yourself with those people. And it's not to say that the people, like my friends, not to say they're bad people. It's just different. Like if I'm looking to quit all of those things right now, and like it's a different point in our lives, different chapter in the book. And I think just being aware of things like that, like, and understanding that it could be just because you're going to hang out with your friends every day that you're not getting the things done you want to get done. Second way it affects you is mentally more. Like you start sharing the same thoughts and opinions as the people you surround yourself with. It starts to creep in a little bit, I guess, just because, when you hang out with people or you're conversing with people, you're sharing thoughts and opinions and just different views and perspectives of the world. But this isn't always good. You kind of have to be wary of it, because if you're with somebody that you shouldn't really be surrounding yourself with, you don't want to start adopting their thoughts and ideas. And it happens a lot easier than you think, and you're not as in control of it as you would believe. A lot of that stuff just subconsciously slips in, and then all of a sudden you're sharing the same crazy, far out whatever radical idea that person had, just because you've been hanging out with them for like a week. And that kind of wraps into the last one. The last one is kind of more of all of it, but it's also like with the physical mannerisms or whatever. Like you start to actually copy, like especially if you're young and impressionable, or if you're looking up to somebody, you will start to adopt you can start to adopt their mannerisms, the way they speak, the way they think, the way they act, all of that. You will subconsciously start doing that. Now I have an example of the last one, and this one it's not a bad example, it's just an example. Like it wasn't bad for me, but I had a boss at one point and me and him got along really well. It was a good situation, and but I was with him a lot because I was working a lot, So I was, I spent 50 hours a week with the man, and he's an older guy, and I guess I kind of like looked up to him a little bit, just because he had helped me out and whatnot. And I started to realize I was adopting like the way he speaks, the way he carries himself. Like subconsciously, I started realizing I was adopting those things. And like I said, I guess the main, like why I'm talking about it for me personally right now is because that's this issue that I'm running into with drugs and whatnot is often influenced because I surround myself with people who do those things. And not to say those are bad people, not to say that I'm a bad person, but when you're looking to change that and change that aspect of your life, you kind of have to accept the fact that you're gonna have to set boundaries with the people, especially if they're friends that you actually care about. You will have to set boundaries with them, and you have to be much more secure in yourself and being able to hold yourself to the values that you want to set for yourself. So for me, I need right now, I'm isolating for a short period of time, really not trying to hang out with anybody because I don't want to be tempted to do anything. I need at least a week of like detoxing before I can go out and have the foundation and the control over myself to prevent myself from giving in to not peer pressure, but like succumbing to the temptation. And yeah, I think it's good. Like, so basically to sum it all up, because those are just examples of how that happens, but really the point, I guess, at the end of all that is to just be wary of everybody and like have opinions of people. Because if you go in and you let everybody, if you have everybody on an equal playing like level, like equal ground, all right, you are very susceptible to everybody's thoughts, ideas, and the way they act, the way they talk, all that. You are putting yourself to be more susceptible to those things. If you have opinions of people and you're like, okay, that guy, I mean, he's not horrible, but I don't like him, then you're probably not going to be as likely to subconsciously adopt any of the stuff I've been talking about. And yeah, I guess just be aware of it and try to, figure out what it is that you want to do and the kind of person that you want to be, and try and try and fill your life with people that also share that same ideology. But yeah, especially, I guess this is like, especially for younger younger people. Like if you are more impressionable under the age of like 20, you are more impressionable by older figures or whatever, or people online or whatever. Don't actually that's a good segue, or a good little extra thing to talk about there, is now we also have this issue with social media and whatnot, where you can start you will do all of this subconsciously through the internet. You will start adopting people's thoughts and ideas, like influencers, and that's a little crazy to think of for me, because I've never used social media that much, but that is a big problem, and especially for young impressionable people. You're not seeing an accurate representation of the people online, and it's so just be really careful with what media or the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and try and be aware of yourself adopting those traits of other people. And I mean, it's not a bad thing, because that same idea works the other way. You want to adopt the same ideas and actions of certain people, like good people that you are aligned with as far as values go. You want to adopt those traits or whatever, and you can do that through spending time with people. But it works both ways, but you just got to be wary of it when it's not progressing you to what you want to do in your life. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much. I think that made sense. That's what also in all these videos, guys, if anybody who does see it, please let me know if what I'm saying makes sense. I've not gotten really any feedback on any of the videos, so all feedback, please. But I think this was one of my more coherent, well put together videos. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, just be careful with who you surround yourself with. Kind of understanding that it's more of a subconscious thing that happens. It's not so much conscious. Being aware of that, I think, will help in the long run, I hope. But yeah, that's all I had to say. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. Yeah, see you guys next time.